Live. This is Sylvie Curry from Ramona, California, and I'm listening to the Barbecue Central Show.
Happy to have you aboard here for the really big barbecue show.
Boing. We cook because we have to, and we grill because we want to.
Hit me!
Fine, how's it going?
You have a great show. I'm a big fan.
Boing.
So what seems to be the problem here? This man looks like he's dead, and he's in the crackle. Charbono! It's all about the Charbono, dude!
Succulent fish. What?
He ate sushi for wiener.
Oh, listen, Lavernius, shut your face.
I'm shaking like a dog shit peach seeds.
We have top men working on it right now. Top men.
We welcome you into the second hour. It's the Barbecue Central Show, where we talk about all things that are important to the world of barbecue and grilling. We do it live here every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern. We are also recording. So if you're missing the first hour, you can get that in audio podcast. Tomorrow morning, I'll release it at 11:55 here tonight, but it's typically early in the morning before the feed actually updates. And the second hour of the show will be found on Thursdays, and the best of will be on Friday. Now, we will follow the same release schedule. If I can live in contradiction, which is where I love to live, allow me to do that. So, it is Wednesday tonight. I get lost in the Tuesday thing because I've only been doing Tuesday nights for the last 17 years. So please, forgive me. Uh-oh. It's Wednesday tonight, so at 11:55, I will release hour number one into the feed. That will hit on Thursday, tomorrow, early in the morning. Friday, we will stay with the traditional best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less release, which I'll tell you about here in a second. And then Saturday, you will find the release of the second hour of the Barbecue Central Show. It's what we did last week. It's what we're doing this week. And then next week, on the 9th, we will go back to a live Tuesday show.
We'll do it live.
And then it will be first hour on Wednesday, second hour on Thursday, best of on Friday. But these last 2 weeks have been a little involved because I have been coming back from Texas on two separate trips, two separate reasons. But oddly enough, from Texas both times, and Tuesday on the return, and it wasn't going to work to get the show in on Tuesdays either time, which is why we're doing them live on Wednesdays here this evening. So once again, Thursday, hour number one, then the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less on Friday, and then hour number two of the Barbecue Central Show on Saturday again this week, and then we'll be back to the normal live Tuesday show next week on the 9th with podcast releases Wednesday, Thursday, and best moments on Friday. Is that confusing enough for everybody? Yes, of course it is. That's why we're doing it live all the time.
We'll do it live.
It's better to do it live, Bill. Still to come on the show this evening, Sam the Cooking Guy will join me. And we say good evening to those of you watching tonight through one of our video streaming platforms. You can watch us over on Facebook and Twitch/BBQ Central Show. You can also watch us on YouTube/RD Rempe and listen audibly through Clubhouse if you would like, where we have a massive contingent listening in here this evening. We also have a new YouTube poll question of the week, and it's climbing back, believe it or not. And I find it hard to believe, but I asked the listening public and the live audience, by the way, if you would like to react to me through email later in the week, use the ever-popular and easy-to-remember email address until further notice, GregRempe1974, and send no nudes. Don't do that. The YouTube poll question of the week is, battery-powered cookers will be the next big thing in live fire, yes or no? Now, 79% of you are saying no.
Get that big stuff out of here.
21% of you are saying yes. I'm shocked. Wait, we have an update.
A Barbecue Central Show exclusive news update.
Greg Rempe reporting for the Breaking News Desk here in Cleveland, Ohio, Bomb City, USA, the city that breaks the most live fire breaking news across the nation. Hey, the globe. Now 80% are saying no. 20% are saying yes. So it was 21% just a second ago, but somebody came into the poll, voted, and now we're back to an 80-20 split where the majority is saying no. However, down from 90% as we started the show here. So over the course of the show, popularity of saying no has dwindled, but not enough to catch up. Hey, look who's made it in. It's Facebook star and Chat GPT expert extraordinaire Ron Happ. Probably coming in for the Sam the Cooking Guy segment, pulling up a seat and making sure that he's ready for that. So glad you could be part of the show here tonight, Ron. And we welcome everybody else that's joining us through Facebook or YouTube or Clubhouse or wherever the hell you're getting this show. We certainly appreciate you tuning in live, as always. As we were coming out of the first hour, I had mentioned that there is a new barbecue series. This was announced April 6th, so just under a month ago. World Food Championships partners with Famous Dave's for the All-Star Barbecue Series. The World Food Championships announced that it's partnering with Famous Dave's of America, FDA, to find and reward the best competition barbecue teams in America through a nationwide barbecue battle. The Famous Dave's All-Star Barbecue Series, which will begin in Las Vegas like in a week and a half, will feature celebrity and local pitmasters during a consumer-facing multi-category barbecue challenge at select Famous Dave restaurants throughout the country. The winning teams will then qualify into the Famous Dave's All-Star Barbecue Championship to be hosted by the World Food Championships during its 11th annual tournament in Dallas, Texas this fall. This marks the first strategic gateway program for the World Food Championships barbecue category, which features up to 50 of the best barbecue teams annually in the richest event of food sport history. Over $500,000 will be awarded during this year's Tournament of Food Champs, which encompasses 12 categories of food and cocktails. This All-Star Series will be a very exciting program for the world of food sports, said my pal Mike McLeod, president of World Food Championships. Not only will it feature both celebrity and emerging pitmasters throughout the country, but it will be focused on educating and entertaining barbecue fans in a way that is unique and groundbreaking from a number of perspectives. From free food samples to pitmaster tips and techniques, barbecue fans will have the chance to improve their smoking skills by visiting one of these contests. The All-Star Barbecue Series will include 15 events across the nation starting in May and ending in late August. Each contest will feature 6 barbecue teams and a $5,000 prize purse and 2 golden tickets for the grand champion and the reserve grand champion to move on to the World Food Championships super event in November. Each contest will have to create at least 3 entries at each contest, including chicken, pork ribs, and a special wild card menu dish. Each division will have a winner, while overall points from all categories will determine the grand prize winners of the golden ticket. There will be no entry fees for the teams, which will have to register at worldfoodchampionships.com/all-star. Once again, if you're taking notes, World Food Championships, plural, with an S at the end, worldfoodchampionships.com/all-star, and you will do that in your respective region. Once again, these are the areas that will be hosting the events: Las Vegas, El Paso, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, Long Beach, California, Sioux City, Iowa, Addison, Illinois, Westland, Michigan, Waldorf, Maryland, Billings, Montana, Colorado, a place to be announced on August 5th, San Jose, California, August 12th, Rancho Cucamonga, August 19th, Minnetonka, Minnesota, August 19th, and Taylor, Michigan. By the way, those first handful of dates were Vegas, May 13th, which is coming up here next week. June 3rd, El Paso, Texas. June 10th in Nashville. June 17th, Long Beach. A Pacific Northwest, June 24th to be determined, but might not actually happen. Sioux City, Iowa, July 1st, and Addison, Illinois, July 11th, and Westland, Michigan, July 15th. Those are the ones that I neglected to mention there at the top. So, why am I excited about this? Well, because we all know the name of the person that I just said put this together is the architect of the semi-famous Dave's All-Star Barbecue Series, Mike McLeod. What did Mike McLeod put together back in his tenure as the marketing arm for KCBS. He put together the Sam series. Do you smell it? I'm no soothsayer. However, Mike McLeod is a food sport architect. He is now in his 11th season of the World Food Championships, and he is now building back up what has the potential, the legs of becoming whatever the next Sam's Club, whatever the next Sam's Club series might look like. And it might look like it has something to do with Dave Anderson and an all-star barbecue series and touring across the country at various famous Daves. Now, 6 teams, that doesn't seem like a lot. So if you're interested in doing this, make sure that you get registered ASAFP because it starts next week. But if you're looking to get a golden ticket down to the World Food Championship Supers in November, that's a way to do it. So once again, worldfoodchampionships.com/all-star to sign up. And there's no entry fee. You just have to sign up, and they'll call you, let you know if you got in. Then you have to make your way out there, of course. But you can win some money, chicken and ribs, a wild card event. You could be competing against a celebrity chef, and you could be competing right next to a bona fide competition barbecue cook. We'll see what happens. I believe it's being judged through the EAT methodology, the EAT. So very excited about that. Happy that they're also partnering with the show to do a little promotion there. Mike McLeod, genius, food sport genius. I'm sure we'll have him on here shortly as well to talk about how this whole thing came together and where the outlook is for it going forward. Sam, the cooking guy, is ready to go. Before we get to him, I'll talk to you about Big Papa Smokers, the one-stop online shop for all things barbecue. A curated selection of only the best outdoor cooking and grilling supplies, getting you on the path to better barbecue results in no time. Everything at Big Papa Smokers has been Pitmaster approved by Sterling Big Papa Ball himself, from the award-winning rubs and sauces to the American-made grills and smokers. They have something for every type of outdoor cook. They have 13 perfectly balanced flavors of rubs and seasonings. Popular flavors like Sweet Money, Cattle Prod, Cash Cow, all proven winners on the competition circuit and in the backyard, just like mine. They also own Granny's Barbecue Sauce. If you're looking for a new go-to sauce that's looking to please everybody, this is the one you want to try. They're also selling cookers. If you're looking for a versatile smoker that's easy to use, check out that Mac 2-star General Pellet Cooker. Big Papa Smokers, the exclusive Mac dealer, even offering special packages. If you're not sure of what cooker you want, if you have all these other questions, call them and ask. 877-828-0727. That's 877-828-0727. Or shop their website at bigpapasmokers.com, spelled BIGPOPPA smokers.com. We are back with Sam the Cooking Guy right after this. Stick around, we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Howard Stern, Jim Rome, Dan Patrick, and Greg Rempe. The Mountain Rushmore of talk show entertainment. Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show.
This portion of the show being brought to you by Pit Barrel Cooker, the most unbelievable outdoor cooking device on the planet. Currently available in 3 sizes with a host of accessories to complete that Pit Barrel cooking experience. Whether you're a beginner or professional, it doesn't matter. It's a cooker you want to add to the arsenal. Regardless, visit pitbarrelcooker.com and tell them Barbecue Central Show sent you. My guest in the second hour is a man who needs no introduction, other than he's got a lot of Emmys and you don't. Sam the Cooking Guy. Sam, it's YouTube poll question of the week time, if you can believe it. Here we go.
Love it. Go ahead, buddy.
I'm asking everybody this evening, including you, battery-powered cookers will be the next big thing in live fire. Yes or no?
No, they will not.
Wow. Didn't even hesitate. as you join 80% of the voting public.
How can they be? I say this. I say this. Even having seen a thing come across Instagram the other day. I don't have one here. A charger for your iPhone that is so powerful it can start your car.
Really?
Yeah. I guess I believe it to be true. I mean, they were selling it, or they were. I don't know.
Well, my wife is a fan of
they
QVC.
Can probably part a thing, but say what?
My wife's a fan of QVC, and one time they were selling something that looked interesting. I mean, they make anything look interesting, right? That's why they're very successful.
Of course.
And one of these things, it's a charger for your phone, but then it's got car battery clips. You put them on, right? And you plug it into the charger. It looks like a big brick. Not a big brick, but a smallish brick finish. I'm telling you what, it works. It works. I took it.
It works.
Marley's friend called. We're in the school parking lot. Can't get the car started. Did you try this, and this? Yeah. Don't move. I'll be right over. And I hopped in the car with the brick, hooked it up to the battery, hit the button. The light turned green, started the car. The thing started right up, 100%.
So
meanwhile, it'll charge your phone for the next 748 years.
God, I haven't been listening tonight so far. I apologize. What's the consensus for battery-powered grills and stuff?
80% of the people are saying no.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
But we'll see. There are some full-sized ones like in planning/production, but not out. And there are some portable ones. But as Derek Rich has said, he doesn't want to be tethered. You know, it's either all battery or nothing. He doesn't want to have to run a cord to an outlet in the car or take a car battery somewhere. He just wants it to be, if it's portable, like your charcoal portable grill is, you just pick it up and go. And then you pour charcoal in it and whatever. He wants the same type of convenience with battery powered, or he's not going to feature it.
Well, but you're tethered, but you're closely tethered. I mean, if it worked, I mean, maybe I'd be okay. I mean, I don't know. I just can't see it being the next big thing, which was the question.
That's right. And 80% are saying
it'll work. And if you said, do you think it can work? I mean, I'd be like, yeah, probably. They can make anything work. Sure. Yeah, it'll work. But how long will it work for? How big will the battery be? I mean, are you going to have like a little 20-pound portable grill and a 25-pound battery? That would be fucking stupid, no?
I would love to see it. I would love to see how somebody spins that into marketing.
Of course. All that shit's fun to look at and play with, but in practicality, I mean, where are we with this stuff, you know?
Sam, can I ask you a question?
I'm ready.
You're ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Sam, have you ever tried potted meat?
Yeah, I have. I mean, it's not something I eat all the time, but it can be a handy ingredient to have in the pantry.
Yeah, I agree. I think potted meat is one of those things that people either love or hate. Some people can't stand the thought of it, while others seem to really enjoy it.
I think it comes down to a personal preference. For me, potted meat, I mean, it's not something I crave, but I can appreciate its versatility as an ingredient.
That's a good point. It can be used in a variety of recipes like dips, spreads, and sandwiches. I've even seen some people use it in casseroles and other dishes.
Yeah, I mean, I've used it in some recipes before, like a potted meat and cheese dip. That's pretty tasty, but you have to be careful with the salt content, since potted meat can be pretty high in sodium.
Oh, that's true. You know, it's definitely not a health food, but I think it's fine in moderation. And it can be a convenient snack or meal when you're on the go.
Absolutely. I think it's important to have a balanced diet. Yes, but there's nothing wrong with indulging in a little potted meat.
Agreed. So what's your favorite way to enjoy potted meat, Sam?
I'm a simple guy, Greg. I like it on a cracker with... I like it on a cracker with some hot sauce.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes The simple things are the best. You blew it right at the end.
I cannot keep up this ruse any longer.
I thought you were going to lose it at Tasty.
Look, I never say Tasty, but I agreed to read it as is.
We almost secretly planned it last night. We were going back and forth. Should we ad-lib? Should we just do it? So obviously nobody knows what we're talking about here. However,
no, and people have probably turned off now. The one person in Clubhouse is fucking gone.
Actually, at last check, there were 3 people. There are 3 people in Clubhouse right now. Believe it or not. Take my word for it. Don't go look.
Now I can get this off my screen.
Yes.
I've got my Word doc up in full screen, so now I can come back and see you.
So what you need to know, and I'm talking to the audience, is there is a Chat GPT. I'm going to use the word expert, but that might be stretching it a little bit, named Ron Happ. You find him over at the Barbecue Central Show's group page, which is different from the Barbecue Central Show fan page because Facebook is really weird. And he has been on a tear recently of making posts that have obviously been run through ChatGPT. And this one made it up last week after he heard me talk about my incident with... Did you have that hanging up?
No, I printed it first, and then I realized my eyes would be probably looking down or sideways. So I had it on my screen, but now people can see this nonsense.
All right. Yeah. I mean, so it was, so Ron went in after listening to the fact that I was trapped next to a guy on the airplane coming back home last week from Dallas. And 2 hours into a 2.5-hour flight, this guy that was coming from New Mexico up to Thistledown Thoroughbred Racetrack, which, by the way, it's like the worst thoroughbred racing track here in Cleveland, said with peace and love, but it's the worst. And he just cracks open this thing, and I'm like, in 2 seconds, it was infecting my nose, my eyes were watering.
Wait a sec, on the effing plane?
Yes, and I was like, what the hell? And I said, what is that? And he said, oh man, it's potted meat. And I said, potted meat? And he said, yeah. And he's like, do you want some? And he showed me this can. And I was like, that looks like cat food, dude. I know what I feed my cats every morning. And that has the same shape. And maybe the cat food smells a little bit better. But, 6 rows ahead of us, you had this going on. You didn't even have to, nobody had to say anything. They just did the nose up with the turn, and then 2 rows behind me, people are standing up what the hell just happened?
And you're sitting beside him. This is the same guy that microwaves day-old salmon or cod fillets in the microwave at the office.
Yes, that's him. He was unabashed. We were almost done with the flight, and then he ruined it.
Horrible.
30 minutes left, and he just cracked open this can. He had saltine crackers, and he was just cramming them in like a steam shovel right into his mouth. I mean,
Did you tell him that's rude?
This is a guy who's going to Thistledown Racetrack, so the standards aren't very high anyway, but potted meat brings it to a whole new level. People in Warrensville Heights, Ohio would laugh at this guy where he was going.
We were flying back from Seoul. No, we weren't. We were coming back from Mexico.
Yeah.
We were coming back from Zihuatanejo, Mexico. And a really simple menu, Volaris Airlines. It was great. It's fine. And, a simple little onboard menu, you can buy stuff. I had a quick look at it. It was like a 3-hour flight. I wasn't feel like eating anything. Somebody about the 2-hour mark in ordered a cup noodles, basic everyday cup noodles,
like ramen. Literally
the cup noodles brand, yeah. And it went down the aisle past me. They put the boiling water in it up in the flight attendant station. They walked down the aisle past me with it, and I was like, oh, "Fuck, that smells pretty good." I'm telling you, that one cup noodle, 2 hours into a 3-hour flight, became 18.
Really?
I counted 18. And it was the smell of the cup noodles that got people. Unlike the smell of the potted, disgusting, gross meat in the little can.
Have you ever heard of that term?
A smell can be a good thing or a horrible fucking thing.
You ever heard of the term potted meat?
Yes, the Brits do it.
Oh, okay.
It's a thing, but they do it there, and it's not disgusting. There's a restaurant in London that I like to go to. It's called Hawksmoor. It's a British steakhouse. There's 5 or 6 of them there. In fact, there's one in New York, and they have a little thing of potted meat, and it's effing delicious. But it's more like so like a pate-ish kind of thing. You take and you spread on a delicious crispy bread that they've, sliced baguettes and done in the brick oven or something like that. There's a good version of that stuff that you would eat and you'd be like, damn, this is something good. But what the cat shit that bro brought out of the can and had the balls to rip open beside you. Holy shit.
Yeah. He didn't like it. He didn't put it on a cracker with hot sauce.
No, that guy should be banned like people that slug flight attendants.
Yeah. I mean, what's the difference, in my opinion? I mean, he slugged 30 people with a no shot.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Okay, but we read that, so you didn't really finish. Your guy wrote had the Chat GPT thing create that script.
Yeah, so I thought it would be funny if I just ripped it word for word off of the group page and that we read through it, see if anybody was going to be buying it. So Sean Reed said potted meat was Sam's favorite eggs. Next video idea.
You could do a 10 listener poll and see how many people believed that combo was real.
All right. Anybody listening on Facebook and YouTube, if you thought that conversation was real as it was happening, don't lie, because now you know the truth. Be honest. If we are nothing but courageous and honest on the show, of course. Tell us as we're talking here if you thought it was a real conversation or a fake conversation, and I'll poll it as we're talking here. So when we were talking last month, Sam, you were doing the show Tuesday, but then literally the next day you were catching a bird to Seoul, South Korea. Now you're back.
Seoul, South Korea.
What was Seoul, South Korea like?
Well, my second time, actually my third time. And it's fascinating. It's delicious. It's an amazing country, and the people are great. We just had a tremendous time. We've only aired one small part of it so far.
Yeah.
We continued all last month in April. Every episode, every video on YouTube was a smash burger-esque of some type. So we shot one in Seoul in this area called the Myeongdong, which is known for street food. Most nights, there's maybe 75 or 100 carts selling every manner of everything that you can think of. Deeply Koreanized food to coconut shrimp to baked sweet potatoes. I mean, anything you can think of, they've got. A boneless chicken feet we had one night.
How do you get boneless chicken feet? There's bones in the feet.
Dude, I go to dim sum
do you eat that?
I'll have chicken feet. I mean, I don't do it if the whole family's there. It's fine. I like it. It's actually very good. But the problem is, just look at your hand.
Yeah.
Think of how many little bones are in your fingers, right?
I know how many bones are in the finger.
A chicken foot. How many?
There's 4.
Imagine a chicken foot. It's so much small. There's not 4.
Yes.
There's so much. It's so much smaller, and the bones are tiny. How they debone it, I really don't know. So I asked the guy, and he's stir frying it, whatever, putting in sauce. And I say to the guy, "How do you debone a chicken foot?" He goes, "I don't know. I just buy it like this."
Really?
So it turns out there was actually some bone still in, and maybe it was cartilage. But the point is, one night in the Myeongdong district, we were eating at a woman's cart that had tteokbokki, those like sort of rice roll things in a deep gochujang kind of sauce. She had great stuff. And we strike up a conversation, and we say,
can I interrupt just for a second? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You say we struck up a conversation because you have somebody that speaks Korean with you?
Turns out Mrs. Ann had pretty good English.
What does pretty good English in the Dongdong district sound like?
Myeongdong, it means that you could have a conversation with her with your Cleveland English.
Wow.
She was great. Lovely. We did have two Korean
chaperones?
Chaperones with us, yeah. They were great.
And they tell you like all the rules. Don't do this. Don't do that. They'll cane you for this. They'll kill you for that.
A little bit, a tiny bit. Yeah. Well,
like, what's the biggest rule they tell you not to do that Americans would normally do? Be entitled?
I don't. You know what? I don't know that we really got too many rules.
Yeah. Do you tower over everybody there?
No. The Koreans are pretty tall.
Yeah, not like
they're taller than the Japanese. Yeah. Absolutely. In fact, my initial contact into this whole Korean thing is a guy who's like 6'4".
Oh wow!
And they're much taller than the Japanese. But so the point is, we strike up a conversation. We're eating her food, and she recognizes that we're not Korean, and she speaks to us in English, and this starts a conversation. And then we say, well, so what do you think if one night we could rent your cart from you and use it for shooting an episode? We have a YouTube channel and blah, blah, blah. And it became a yes. But she said, look, so, I mean, this is her livelihood. And she said, after we close.
Yeah.
And she shut down around 11:30 at night when the traffic starts to dissipate, the foot traffic.
And that's probably better for you, right? You don't want a bunch of nonsense and tomfoolery going around while you're shooting.
No. Lots of people is more fun for us.
Oh, all right. You like
it's a little more manic,
the car wreck.
I would have liked more. Exactly, 100%.
Yeah.
But so we went that night about 11:30. We bought all our groceries at the store, to the most manic grocery store that will come out in the video. I mean, I've never seen anything like this in my life. I mean, I took my phone and I just did this for a second all around. It was like 10 minutes before all the stores were closing for Christmas Eve, and they weren't going to be open for another week. And you had to buy everything that you wanted for your holiday festivities. I was just fucking people everywhere. And a language that I couldn't understand, and lots of noise and pushing and shoving because there were so many people. And anyway, so we buy our groceries and we go there about 11:30. Mrs. Ann and Mr. Park, her husband, are cleaning, really nice. And we probably didn't start shooting until about 12:15. So there was hardly anybody around, few people walking by. But we made smash burgers there, and a couple of Americans that were fans came by, and they stopped, and we made them burgers. It was fun. So that's the first thing that we've aired from there. We've got something that we shot in a hangar at Korean Air, in front of a Boeing 737 plane is the backdrop.
Wow. Is
about 30 feet behind me, and I'm at a table in front of it. And then another episode will be us trying all this variety of food in this Myeongdong district. That was fabulous.
Do you go for like a fear factor type of thing where you're eating balut eggs and whale testicles and things like this?
No.
That's fun. Why not do one of those things?
Because I don't really.
Yes, but it's about the views.
My first time in Tokyo, we were taken out for dinner by some people that live there. And the super polite. Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yep. Super polite, and they take you out, and you are their guests, and they want you to try things first. And this beautiful it's a yakitori restaurant, mostly stuff on little skewers, but there's a couple sashimi like things in the beginning, and this dish comes out, and it looks like somebody has crafted salmon sashimi, raw salmon, into like a rose petal. It's fucking gorgeous. And they put it on the table, and I say, you should go ahead. And they go, no, please, you're our guest. And so I pick up a piece with my chopsticks, and I dip it in whatever the sauce was, and I take a bite. And I'm eating it. It's delicious, but it doesn't have a whole lot of taste. And I go, what is this? And there's a little back and forth conversation, blah, 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 blah. And the guy looks at me and he goes, chicken. And I go, but it doesn't look like it's cooked. He goes, more conversation. Blah, blah. No, raw chicken.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, no. But you see, here's the thing. When the food is at a particular level, You're okay with it. I was okay with it.
You're okay with throwing safety to the out the window?
I'm not eating raw chicken. I'm not eating raw chicken here.
But there has to be better. There has to be better food standards in America than anywhere else.
I'm not 100%.
Why do you hate America?
And it's not. Wait, it's not. I don't hate it. But the point is not so much about food standards, but about freshness and where it comes from. And that chicken was probably clucking around the day before.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it any less E. coli ridden.
It's not been processed in a giant plant and then transported 800 miles and frozen and defrosted and frozen. And I'm telling you, it was fucking delicious.
I'm sure.
Once the sauce was on, it was pretty bland. And,
yeah. Yikes. Yeah, I would never do that. I would want to know raw chicken in advance.
But balut.
Yeah.
Balut. And for those that are listening, watching that don't know, it's an embryonic chicken in an egg.
Soft beak.
Yeah, there's a beak in there and feathers and stuff and liquid.
People
and
love
the Filipinos, not all Filipinos do it. I know plenty of Filipinos that I go, do you eat balut? I go, no, I do not.
That's a trick.
My grandmother does, but it's not a trick. It's disgusting.
Yeah, no kidding.
But this raw chicken that day in Tokyo in the Ginza, it was okay.
So were you in Korea to do more show stuff, or was it more tourist and take in the country?
No, it was
stuff?
fully shooting. It was fully shooting.
Oh. How long were you there?
Yeah. We left Wednesday night, the 5th, and we landed the morning of the 7th, 5 a.m. in Seoul. You lose a day. It was like a 12, 13-hour flight, something like that.
Direct?
So we shot Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and came home Tuesday.
It's almost a week.
Yep.
How much content do you come out with?
So we had that one smash burger thing that went into the month. We've got the thing that I made in front of the 737 in the hangar, and then the video that will showcase all that different food, the food we tasted in the Myeongdong that night. We're over day and a half or something. So three episodes. You can't come back from a trip like that and post 14 videos because if people don't want it, if people don't give a shit about Seoul, they'll excuse you for 1 or 2 or 3, and the smash burger made it into one. So it's really like one Seoul centric one, and then the thing in front of the plane you could make, and it was honestly one of the best things we made in a long time. But not everybody cares about that stuff. So
that gets released this month.
Yeah, but who knows? Our episode on Monday was something called an Irish spice bag.
Yes, I saw it.
You ever heard of it?
No, it was the first time I learned about it this morning when I watched the video.
Yeah, I've only learned about it recently and been dying to do it since I learned about it. And in 2 days, it's already over 300,000 views. So you don't know necessarily what people will take to, but you do know that some travel stuff, we travel and shoot because we like it. We know not everybody digs it. So you don't want to, poison your feed with too much travel. So it's all fun.
Couldn't you take advantage of Instagram stories or Facebook reels or whatever and, not put stuff in the YouTube feed, but do Sam the Cooking Guy stuff behind the scenes? Like digital storytelling. You should maybe encompass and hug a little bit more on the digital storytelling.
We probably should, and I'm not good at that, and I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I can put you in contact with somebody that's an expert.
Who's that? Is he coming up?
His name rhymes with Sean Walchef.
Sean Walchef. Is he one of the guys in Clubhouse right now? You think he lives there? He's got a permanent room. No. We don't embrace that nearly as much as we should.
But you think that would help or no? I don't think you think it would help.
Probably. Oh, I'm sure it would.
Oh.
I'm sure it would. And I'm not being, intentionally cavalier about it. But I mean,
I'm surprised maybe Max isn't on your ass a little bit more about that. That seems like something he would really champion.
No, he is not on my ass about that at all.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
He's probably too busy editing those videos. You probably need to get a new part-time chance.
By the way, Part-Time Chance just got engaged.
He did?
Yeah. He was in Portugal last week.
Surprised it took that long. He's very strapping.
He's
dreamy
engaged
eyes.
to the great Carrie. He does have dreamy eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
No, look, there's lots to do. You know, we shoot YouTube a few days a week, and then the restaurants consume a bunch of time, and we're making some changes and adding new things to the menu. And I've been there a lot. And by the way, today's video is a Cinco de Mayo one. I don't know how long the video is, 18 minutes, maybe something like that. We did carne asada burrito. We did chili lime corn grilled. We did shrimp tacos. We did a chicken chorizo enchilada.
I think it's pronounced chorizo.
Okay. Choripollo. I made a margarita. I made a michelada. I made... the hell else did I made? Oh, I made something called sangrita, a little non-alcoholic thing that you drink alongside the sipping tequila. That's Cat pissing on your shit back there, buddy?
But one's getting ready to jump up here. I can hear him.
Okay.
Mother effer.
Well, let him come up.
Oh, F him.
You would like a little love?
I was going to ask you about... Oh, cripes. Oh, do you do something special for tomorrow at the restaurants? For the nerds?
Do you mean for Friday?
No. Tomorrow. For the nerds.
What's tomorrow?
May the 4th be with you.
No. What am I going to do? Some fucking all black taco?
I don't know.
No, I don't do anything for nerds.
You have something against black tacos?
We're going to make a black tortilla and I put, who knows, black charcoal powder on something, but that would be overdone. So
that's played.
Why would I want to do that? That's played.
That's right.
No, we're doing just a little, I make on the flat top, on the Blackstone, I'll be making cooking birria tacos Friday between 4 and 6, happy hour.
Yeah.
Or dos horas feliz hour, whatever you call it.
I don't know what you call it.
That'll be fun.
Sounds
a little elote corn. That'll be fun.
Is it the inside or the outside skirt steak that you want to use for tacos or whatever?
I don't know, actually. I go to a great butcher shop here in town called Cecil's. I don't think I've ever asked which it is.
You just asked for skirt
outside.
steak?
They only have one. I don't know what it is. It's always the same. It's always amazingly delicious. I make my carne asada with skirt steak. I know a lot of people use
flank.
Flank. I don't like flank.
I like flank.
Fuck the flank.
Well,
it's never nearly as tender as I want. You can't get it nearly as
cook
tender.
It medium rare. What are you talking about?
No, stop it. No. Skirt steak's the way to go, man. Skirt steak.
I mean, I like it. That's my
Flanks
new my new favorite Mexican restaurant in Houston. Lupe Tortilla uses one of those inside or outside skirt steaks for their fajitas, and they're absolutely fabulous.
I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, I'll ask Jess Pryles. She's an expert. She's a food scientist. She'll know.
Skirt. Yes, she's a food scientist. Skirt. Absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
When did you hear somebody go flank? Absolutely fabulous. People go flank. It's good. Great. Yeah. Nice. I think it's overplayed. I think skirt is the new flank.
Maybe people are screwing their flank up. I cooked it 2 weeks ago.
I can cook a flank.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not
I
hard.
can cook a flank, I think, as well as anybody. And I just think skirt wins.
All right. Well,
put them side by side and try it.
All right. I'm not here to argue. I'm just saying that.
I think you are.
Skirt, no, never.
I think people like it when we argue. So we'll give them what they want.
Well, great. Let me give them what they want then. I watch every single Smash video all month.
Attaboy. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to thank me now because you know what? You know what I saw? I saw
What'd you see?
that Traeger Flat Rock sit in the back and not get used one fucking time. That's weird because that seems like it would be a perfect product to use for smashing everything in a month. And yet, the Evo is chosen time and time and time and 12 times in a smash month.
Okay, listen.
Hey,
listen.
You don't have to say anything at all.
We all get your hatred of Traeger. We all understand it.
Obviously not just
don't
mine.
We, Doug?
Obviously not
Doug
just mine.
Doug gets it. No. The Flat Rock is great, but I'm going to tell you
Doug
something. If you saw the amount of gear that the boys have to deal with, and going over there, it's a pain in the ass.
Yes, hiking 2 cameras 10 feet is terrible.
Max has got there's 3 cameras. Max has got one of them on this dolly system. Listen, when you got 1 camera in front of you, come try our setup sometime and then see how easy it is.
Hey.
And if you don't have to do it, you don't have to do it.
What are you talking about? I have these things. I have these things. I have this thing. I have this thing. I have all these monitors. I have the confidence monitor up there as well.
So now, guess what? Now I say to you, I want you to take all your gear and go upstairs to the fucking kitchen.
Yeah, but this is a live show, Jack.
Doesn't matter. Same thing.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? When you're recording, it matters everything. Of course. You can set it up.
Stop.
You're saying plenty. You're saying plenty. You're saying plenty.
20 times worse. Don't.
You're saying plenty.
People don't want to hear you complain about this.
I'm not complaining.
You're complaining about my workflow. Tell you about my workflow.
Let me tell you this.
Go ahead. Please tell me I've said it all and end my pain here.
Shit my damn pants wrote in through instant chat. I feed my dog raw chicken. Don't do that.
There you go.
Look, I think shit my damn pants shit my damn pants underscore, in case you want to follow him on Twitch. I think dogs have different digestive systems, so you can do that.
Would you eat eggs that had been left out overnight?
Well, yeah. I mean, you just that would be a egg, right?
Do you refrigerate your eggs?
Yeah, because they come refrigerated. Yeah. But I mean, like,
would you eat an egg if you walked into a supermarket and they were not refrigerated?
Sure, they could have came right from the farm. I could walk up the street and go grab an egg out of the what do you call those things?
The same concept. I think it's the same concept with the chicken.
Well, of course
the shit
not.
That's fresh gets consumed.
Chickens have E. coli breeding all over them.
No, stop it.
Yes, they do.
We shot in Hong Kong.
Don't make me get Mrs. Meathead on here.
We shot at Meathead.
No, Mrs. Meathead.
Oh, Mrs. Meathead. Jess?
No.
Who's
Meathead's wife, Mrs. Meathead, is a now retired microbiologist for the Food and Drug Administration.
I don't want to hear her doomsday business. Stop it. Would Mrs. Meathead be okay with them selling meat in Hong Kong at a stall
in the Dong Dong district?
Oh, that's Seoul. I'm talking Hong Kong. It's a whole nother country.
Where's that?
Hong Kong. It's in China.
Oh, forget China. They're insufferable.
We shot there and in an outdoor market
in China,
and I'm in Hong Kong, and I'm talking to a guy at a meat stand. No refrigeration, meat hanging. And I said to him, I have to ask this question: is there not an issue with it being not refrigerated?
Was it cured?
He goes, everything was fresh today. Everything will be bought today. Everything will be cooked today. That's how they do it here.
That's a way to do it.
People aren't getting sick.
That's a way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Same thing with the chicken. Kill the chicken, cut it up, serve it, you're done. It's all fine. I think we worry too much.
Well, I think we now have a topic that I'm going to be asking Meathead about next week.
Meathead about.
And I'm going to have him bring Mrs. Meathead in as a consult. And then in 2 months' time, I'll ask...
You can chastise me.
Another food scientist, Jess Pryles, about this and see. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to say, look, it's assumed risk. Sam's probably more right than he is wrong. But know that if you're going to do it, you're going to be taking a certain amount of risk, even if it's, been killed and blooded out or bled out or whatever the hell you call it. As fresh as it can be, short of biting its own head off and eating it with feathers on. But there's going to be risk more than if we didn't do these items.
Then ask the question also while you're asking is about steak tartare. Throw that into the mix.
Well, we've already talked about that before. It's not different. That's an assumed risk. Yeah. Which, I mean, because I love to live in hypocrisy. That's the state that I live in with the capital city of hypocrisy. I eat beef carpaccio, which is raw, thinly sliced Wagyu beef with capers and arugula, and it's delicious.
Do you like tartare?
I've only had it once. I wasn't a fan of the texture, and I was a little weirded out that I might get sick, but I didn't. Again, assumed risk. So, I think me asking this question...
Why would you get weirded out? Wait, why would you think you would get sick with
tartare? Because raw meat in the ground.
I'm sick.
But in the ground
you get the
state,
same concept.
But in the ground state, it's more dangerous.
It is not.
No, 100%.
If you say 100%.
Yes. If you have two pieces of whole meat, right?
Two pieces of whole meat that you cut side by side off a animal.
Yeah.
And one you slice and one you chop up.
Yes.
You're saying the chopped up one is
tartare is ground, right?
Not necessarily.
Here's what I think.
It can be ground, but in fancy places,
yes,
they'll knife it
like a fine dice.
State.
A fine dice.
Yes. And so, why is ground bad in your mind?
Well, ground is bad because if you have two whole pieces, and then you grind one, whatever bacteria is now on the surface of the meat is now in the middle of the meat. So even if you're cooking it, you're not killing the bacteria that has now been forced into the middle of the meat.
So if you've got two pieces, you've ground one, whatever's in the middle or on the outside is now in the middle.
Yeah.
What about the one that you slice, whatever's on the outside? It's still going in your mouth.
Yes, but I think I think there's less risk. Plus, I can cut the top part of the meat off if I want, or I can boil. I can boil a pot of water and do a quick dip.
We're not boiling anything. We got raw versus raw, buddy. Raw versus.
I don't think I want to eat anything raw. I'll stick with the lamb heart and testicle paste over at Larder and be safe.
We got to get you to some other countries where some shit's going on. It's interesting.
No.
Yeah.
Why would I? You go to all the countries.
You have a bowl of ramen with like a raw egg yolk on top and mix that in or rice ever?
Raw egg yolk?
Yeah.
Like strain like a cracked egg over it?
Yes. Yes. No,
I guess I could.
White.
I mean, I've drank raw yolks. No, I don't. I don't think to do it. I would do it, but I don't think to do it. I don't eat a lot of ramen.
I'm telling you, a bowl of rice, hot steam, fresh white rice.
Yeah.
With some like Korean style bulgogi beef.
Yeah.
Some vegetables, some green onion, and then one raw egg yolk, no white.
Yeah.
On top that you mix into the hot rice.
I'm down.
It's incredible.
I'm down. I used to put sunny side up egg on my rice. And then, break it up.
Sunny side up.
Yeah. So now I'll just excuse all the cooking. I'll excuse the cooking and just put the raw. Yes. Yeah, add a little nice succulence and richness to the rice that's otherwise kind of plain.
How about tartare with a little quail egg yolk on top?
That's how it came when I had it.
You're good with that. You're good with that.
It wasn't my favorite. It was fine. It wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite. I'd rather have carpaccio. Sam, what am I making for dinner tomorrow night?
I think you should go make the chicken chorizo enchiladas that we made that were so damn good. Go check the video. All the recipes are there. Or make a carne asada burrito with skirt steak. And my carne asada, I'm going to put up against almost anybody's. I've had actual people from Mexico come up to me and say, "Oh my God, your carne asada is so delicious."
Oh.
But I wouldn't tell my grandmother that you put soy sauce in it.
Because that's against the law, I guess.
No, it's not against the law. It's just weird to them, I think.
I guess.
Weird to old school people.
Sam, you've said it all.
You've
done it.
I'm waiting for this moment.
You've done it once more. I don't know how much further we could possibly know more about you this very evening, but you've said it, and we're so fortunate that you spend one Tuesday, the very first Tuesday of the month in the second hour with us. I'm grateful for all these years of content.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Friendship. And I can't wait to see what we're going to be talking about in June.
I'm sure we're going to be talking about food safety.
We will probably have a recap with
all
my
your
scientists.
Information that you get from Mrs. Meathead.
That's right. We're going to corral Mrs. Meathead, bring her out of retirement.
Jess
I'll
will
consult
beat
with
the
Jess.
shit out of anything that I've ever said.
That's right.
They will come up with the opinion that do not listen to anything Sam the cooking guy has to say.
Do you hear what Sam says? He is not the expert.
You are not.
I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm saying what I like.
He's not the food scientist. Listen to the science.
By the way,
yeah.
Don't keep your butter in the fridge. Or keep some butter in the fridge.
Never.
Keep the rest of it in a container.
I have Amish rolled butter.
And by the way, that
pantry.
butter bell thing, you know what the butter bell is?
No.
It's a 2-part system. You take this and you put butter in it, okay?
Yeah.
Fill it up to the top. Then this, you put like an inch of water in. And now the butter part goes in and sits against a layer of water that presumably keeps it okay, which means when you lift it up, you get wet butter.
Yeah, why?
It's mental. It's stupid. Go look up butter bell. I bet you somebody watching has used or been in a home that has had a butter bell.
I've never even heard of it. How often are you not using butter to where you're worried about it going bad? That's a crime in itself.
Dude, I talk about it all the time, my butter out. And I often get people writing going, my grandmother used to do that, but I don't know if I'm okay with that. Those people would probably be okay with all your food concerns.
Yes, well, I can imagine.
Just eat and be fine with it.
We're going to do that, and we're going to try the asada chorizo.
Carne asada chorizo.
Right. And
you don't have to say chorizo.
If we aren't already, we're going to subscribe
Happy Cinco de Mayo,
to you.
everybody.
And may the 4th be with you, Sam.
No, I've never once said that. I will never say that.
We'll see you in June. How about that?
Yes, and I will talk to you before then.
All right. There he is. Sam, the cooking guy. TheCookingGuy.com is the website if you would like his products, which I am encouraging all of you to go get multiples of, especially the BFF. Do that at shopstcg.com. That's shopstcg.com. Shopstcg. Sam the Cooking Guy, stcg.com. All the way back in the first hour was Malcolm Reed from How to Barbecue Right, howtobbqright.com, and Killer Hogs, the pitmaster of that team. We segmented it after Malcolm, and then we got into it with Sam the Cooking Guy, who carried the balance of the second hour, which I certainly appreciate. Big show planned for you next week. Meathead is in, Robert Moss is in, and don't forget, on Monday, the 8th, at 3 p.m. Eastern, we will be revealing the 10 finalists for the Barbecue Hall of Fame. 3 of those, maybe 4 of those, will make it into the 2023 Barbecue Hall of Fame class. So stay tuned for that. Follow me on social at BBQ Central Show on all the platforms to make sure that you are updated with all of that. And we'll make sure that we are ready to rock and roll with Elizabeth and Robert Moss from the American Royal and RobertFMoss.com. Obviously, you know him. So how do I always leave you? September 11th, 2001. I will never forget. Till next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. This is your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe. Bye-bye.
This is Steve, the Cookout Coach, and you're listening to the Barbecue Central Show.